Hey, welcome to Outspeaking Part 2 series. And in this series, it is the second episode. And our topic for today is that describe a book that you read that you found useful. You should say when you read it, what type of book is it, what is it about, and what did you find it useful. Okay, as always, I'm going to practice speaking for this for 2 minutes because it's speaking part 2. If you want to practice speaking with me, feel free to pause this video for 1 minute, and then after 1 minute, come back here and practice with me. Now, let's get straight into it. As always, I'm going to have my timer to keep track of my time so I will not go over the time too much. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3, starts now. I would take this opportunity to share about a self-help book that I found extremely helpful. Think Like a Monk by British author and influencer Jay Shetty. Recently, I've been feeling under the weather and I wanted to find some self-help book because I think it's the only way to help me get back on myself and be my true version. Of course, there are tons of self-help books out there, and to find the self-help book that is the most valuable and suited me the best, it's really extremely hard. Because to be honest, there are tons of self-help books. One beautiful day, I stumbled across a YouTube video which does a review about Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, my favorite influencer. I never known that he had a book before, so I was amazed because he's a monk himself. Jay Shetty used to be a monk, so this book, Think Like a Monk, truly was his true experiences, right? This book surrounds about his life and how he shared his experience of how he was a monk and why we should think like a monk to ease our mind. Self-help book is truly wonderful. Firstly, after I read half of this book, I felt like I've eased my mind a lot and felt so much happier than it was before. Before, I was under the weather and I need a lot of advice, and the best advice is to ask advice from a monk himself. This book is truly one of a kind, and I truly recommend this book. I just fall in love with his publication, simply for a reason. He tells his story really truthfully, unlike any other self-help book I've ever seen before. Other self-help books, you may see them as just a lecture book, which lecture you why you should be happy, why you should do this and that. But this book is his true experience, and he taught me a lot after this. This is a unique collection of all of his learnings through becoming a monk. The end. So I talked about this book, Think Like a Monk. I use words like stumbled across, one of a kind, extremely, fall in love with his publication, unique collection, kind of like those words. And yeah, this book is actually a pretty interesting book, I must admit. So that's the end of my speaking part 2. How about you then? I really want to hear how you aced this speaking part 2. Bye for now.